Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sebring as we get the third game of the day underway on Rotary Field. Okeechobee taking on Spring Hill Navy as we've got machine pitch baseball underway in the state of Florida's Dixie Youth Baseball. Got here this morning and wondered if we'd get everything in without some precip. Right now, maybe. It is popped up by Brady Malone over into foul territory and out of play. And I almost hate to mention that it's looking good because it will probably get bad. I have that effect on things, but right now looking pretty good to get this one underway. Brady Malone starting things off for Okeechobee. Cooper LaFlamme batting in the 2 spot. Manny Perea batting third. Walt Fortner is the 4-hitter. Caden Story in the 5 spot for Okeechobee. Lloyd Richards hits 6th. Lionel Hagens is the 7-hitter. Xander Tiarina batting in the 8 spot. It's fouled out of play again, and now a 2-strike count on Malone. Alex Flores is the 9-hitter. Roberto Casas batting 10th. Caden Holland is the 11-hitter, and Logan May in that 12 spot for Okeechobee. Down the line, that is a fair ball. Hugs the chalk into left field, and Malone gets on with a single to begin things for Okeechobee.
Now batting number 7, Cooper LaFlamme.
So Cooper LaFlamme to the plate with Malone on to begin the first for Okeechobee. Spring Hill American Navy has got Alex McDonald in the circle beside the pitching machine. Noah Conley is behind the plate. The first baseman is Jake Leiser. It is bunted foul by LaFlamme. Alden Easton at second. The third baseman is Silas Brooks. In the outfield, you've got Jackson Moore in left. Left center is Lucio Candelora. In right center field, Liam Cohen. And the right fielder is Roman Keister. Into left field with a base hit. That will get beyond Jackson Moore and travel a little more so towards the fence. Malone getting to third, then hops up, comes home. LaFlamme is at third. So Okeechobee gets on the board here in the top part of the first. And it brings Manny Perea to the plate. Walt Fortner moves to the on-deck circle. Well, getting you caught up on what's happened here on Rotary Field. Earlier this morning, Spring Hill American Columbia knocking off Holmes County 11-5. And North Lakeland has just beaten Sebring 10-7. So we got an idea as to what happens tomorrow in 2 games. Spring Hill and North Lakeland in 1 at 1 o'clock on the winner side of the bracket. Loser side of the bracket, Holmes County and Sebring will battle in an elimination game. Manny Perea with LaFlamme over at third. Okeechobee in the familiar purple, the purple jerseys with the gold numbers and logo emblazoned on the chest. The name between the shoulder blades, wearing the dark trousers. And just as familiar with Spring Hill as the navy blue. Got the navy blue jerseys, the baby blue numbers, names between the blades, and all bordered in white. White trousers, navy blue pinstripe down the side. Perea wraps it to short. Scooped up by Adkins, over to first, not quite in time with the throw. LaFlamme will come in from third, and Perea is safe at first.
Now batting number 4, Walt Fortner.
So a couple of runs played for Okeechobee here in the top part of the first as Walt Fortner steps in. And not only do we not have rain, but the other thing is we really don't have excruciatingly hot temperatures. For June heading into July, really kind of mild, with current temperatures of 88. Rolled to second. That's going to bounce off the mitt of Easton into right field. And Perea will make his way to third. Safely on at first is Fortner.
Now batting number 17, Caden Story.
So a couple of base runners on for Caden Story. Lloyd Richards moves to the on-deck circle. No swing on the first pitch. Fortner taking off on the pitch, though. hoping to bait a run in with the throw down, but instead catcher Conley going over to third and making sure that Perea stays put. Couple of base runners in scoring position for Story. Lloyd Richards awaiting his opportunity next. We'll get you updated on all other scores that have been dropped into right field. Story with a base hit. Perea will come in and score. Fortner is told to go home too. The ball is rolling around the backside of the mound. And Story alertly goes to second.
Now batting number 27, Lloyd.
So Okeechobee gets a couple of runs out of the Story at bat as Lloyd Richards comes to the plate. And Spring Hill calling in the troops. Time to talk. I mentioned yesterday we were doing some baseball up in Calhoun, Georgia. To the host there that I always love youth sports from the perspective you get to see something that you typically don't see in your average baseball game. I know several years back saw a left fielder tackle his first baseman in the middle of a game. That doesn't happen often in baseball. Yesterday was watching a game where two little ladies going for a softball had a runner headed towards second. They both reached for the ball and then dove for the bag, and problem was they didn't have the ball. It was laying about 8 feet beyond the two players, but they both got to the bag before the runner. And of course, moments ago, after the Story shot to right, got that baseball just rolling around behind the mound, and some of the guys going, okay. Oh yeah, need that thing to play the game. Lloyd Richards with a base runner at second. That's why you got to love the game. And plus, it gives these youngsters an opportunity to develop their skills. Working on skill sets. Swing and a miss by Richards. Lionel Hagens moves to the on-deck circle. By the way, we are audio only because of limited bandwidth. So if you're going, is there something wrong with my picture? There's not. No picture, audio only, so we can get something into you with a limited upload. We might be able to, by the end of the tournament, when you get to championship time, get a picture on the field for the title game. Swing and a miss by Richards. And a couple of strikes on Richards. 4 pitches prior, the 5th one coming. So Richards will have to swing. Story, the base runner at second. Nobody out, top of the 1st. Rolled over towards third. Brooks able to get the nice throw over and get the out of Richards. Meanwhile, Story will go to third. So Richards out on the 5-3 for out number 1. Lydell Hagens. He makes his way to the plate. Well, let's get you updated on scores from other fields. In T-ball, West Volusia American 30-19 over Avon Park. In Division II machine pitch baseball, Avon Park beating West Volusia 12-7. Also in Division II machine pitch, as that one's fouled off by Hagens. San Antonio, a 16-1 winner over Sneads in 3 innings. T-ball, Bartow beats Spring Hill 26-15. Also in T-ball baseball, North Lakeland 21-9 over Sebring. Popped up towards left field and coming in to make the catch, Jackson Moore. Tagging, coming home from third, Story. And the sac fly brings in the 5th Okeechobee run.
Now batting number 6, Xander.
But a nice play out and left by Moore. Able to make the catch. Xander Tiarina coming to the plate. As the bases cleared, 5 in for Okeechobee here in the top part of the 5th. And one other scored a pass along, and T-ball Brooksville a 31-3 winner over West Volusia National. So that has got you updated on games that have been played thus far today. This is the last machine pitch game on Rotary Field, and Jason Thompson's got the last Division II machine pitch game. Do have another round of T-ball games, though, before we wrap up day one of the tournament. Tiarina wraps it right back up the middle, knocked down by McDonald, goes over to first with a throw, and able to get Tiarina on the 1-3 put out. 5 runs will come in and score. Okeechobee takes a 5-zip lead into the bottom of the first.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. There's that. The protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State.
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We enter the bottom of the first. Luke Haynes will start things off for Spring Hill American Navy. Silas Brooks batting in the 2 spot. Noah Conley hits third. Jackson Moore is the 4-hitter. Alden Easton batting 5th. Evan Adkins is the 6-hitter. Jake Leiser hits 7th. Lucio Candelora batting in the 8-hole. Roman Keister is the 9-hitter. Gio Perez hits 10th. Alex McDonald 11th. And Liam Cohen is the 12-hitter. Pause before we get baseball underway. Manny Perea came out without a helmet, and of course if you are in that circle as the pitcher, it's required equipment. So Perea's got on the headgear now, and Luke Haynes will step in to start things off for Spring Hill. Okeechobee a 5-run top part of the first, getting Malone, LaFlamme, Perea, Fortner, and Story in. And Spring Hill batting, that comes right back this direction. And drops near our field mic. And then down to the concrete below. Taking a look at the defense of Okeechobee, Manny Perea in the circle beside the pitching machine. As that one is popped up behind the plate, Logan May tries to get to it and can't. And right on cue as we are introducing the players in their positions. Logan May behind the plate. Brady Malone in first. Cooper LaFlamme is the second baseman. At shortstop, Xander Tiarina. Caton Story at third. In the outfield, Walt Fortner in left. Left center, Lloyd Richards. Right center, Alex Flores. And the right fielder is Lionel Higgins. Luke Haynes getting his 5th pitch, so it's a must-swing toss. And he does, pops it up over into foul territory, but it's retrievable. And Caton Story at third, able to get underneath for out number 1.
Now batting, number 97, Silas Brooks.
One away for Silas Brooks. Well, I learned in the game that preceded something relatively new, and that relatively new is that there is no time limit in the game. In pitch machine, I believe the time limits may still apply in T-ball, but not true in machine pitch. So they can play as long as they need to play to either get 6 innings in or implement a mercy rule. Silas Brooks, the right-hander. Swing and a miss. Noah Conley moving to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the first after a 5-run top part of the inning. Here in Sebring this week, next week in Bristol to bring you the AAA Ozone and Majors state tournaments. Swing and a miss and a couple of strikes on Brooks. And we have been told that there's enough internet in Bristol to bring you some video. So we'll have a picture to go along with the audio outside of the toss. That is pitch 4. That means pitch 5 is coming. And another must swing. This is Silas Brooks with Noah Conley awaiting his opportunity next. Pitch 5, swung on and missed. And Brooks a strikeout victim. 2 gone here in the bottom of the first.
Now batting number 99, Noah Conley.
That's got Noah Conley coming to the plate. Well, the sky's a little more overcast. Didn't I say that I probably shouldn't have said anything about how good it looks, because it doesn't look as good. Clouds beginning to move over, the wind blowing into the face of the hitter. And that hitter currently is Noah Conley. Floated in the direction of second, backhanded there by LaFlamme, goes over to first, it's in time, nice stretch on the receiving end by Malone. And Conley out on the 4-3. Nobody scores in the bottom of the first. We are headed to the second. And Okeechobee leads it by 5.
She's frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the top of the second, and the eyes that aren't on the diamond beneath are on the skies above as clouds begin to build, and as is often the case, there's at least initially more of a concern where lightning is concerned versus the rain. Rain can make the fields unplayable, but it's the lightning that's dangerous, and of course officials monitoring closely, and if any lightning strikes are recorded within a certain distance of the field, I think it's 5 to 8 miles, they'll bring the youngsters in. So the sky's getting darker as Alex Flores steps in to start things off in the top of the second for Okeechobee.
Leading off the second
Roberto
inning,
Cassis and
Alex
Caden Holland due up in the inning too. By the way, love to hear from you. Got a text number for you, 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. You want to send a shout out? Got a cell phone sitting here waiting on your text shout out. 334-488-1385. Need to know who you're shouting to, where you're shouting from, and what is the shout. So it's kind of a who, what, when, and where, I guess. Alex Flores beginning the top of the second. Pitch is just a little too tall for Flores. Pitch 2, swung on and missed. Count evens 1 each. Spring Hill going 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Well, if you get a little moisture, we were talking about the lightning versus the rain as you've got a swing and a miss by Flores. Get a little rain, no lightning. T-ball can probably continue. I don't know about machine pitch. Got electronics out there near the mound. It is slowly rolled towards that mound. Picked up by McDonald. Over to first in time to get Flores on the 1-3. So that is 4 outs in a row after 5 runs plate. Okeechobee got Malone, LaFlamme, Perea, Fortner, and Story in. But since then, everybody's gone out. Roberto Casas trying to connect with the bunt. Caden Holland moves to the on-deck circle. Fouled back up against the screen. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and a big reason is weather. We post information online as to why games are suspended or when they will resume. So when you follow us and befriend us, Facebook and Twitter, we keep you updated on that type of information and more, obviously. Swing and a miss, and out goes Casas. So 2 gone here in the top of the second for Okeechobee as Caden Holland comes to the plate.
Number 2, Caden Holland.
You can follow us on Facebook at Jock Jive Sports, on Twitter at Jock Jive. Wrap towards first. That's going to start in foul territory, then go over into fair. Leiser will pick it up and step on the bag, get the out. It turns into a 3-up, 3-down. Top of the second. We're going to the bottom part of the inning with more Easton and Adkins all coming up.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom of the second. Jackson Moore starting things off. Alden Easton, Evan Adkins due up in the inning 2 for Spring Hill. Spring Hill doing to Okeechobee in the top of the second one. Okeechobee did to Spring Hill in the bottom of the first, and that was shutting them down 1-2-3. And here we go in the bottom part of inning number 2, a 5-zip Okeechobee lead. Well, I noticed on Facebook that we got a message. Let's see if I can find it here. Go Chobee boys and Lloyd Richards from Karen T. Arena. Thank you very much, Karen. 334-488-1385 to text a shout out, or if you want to do it on Facebook, that's fine. Twitter. Try that method too. I think we'll get them all up here in the box. Jackson Moore sends it to second. LaFlamme grabs it, goes over to first with a throw, and that's going to pull first baseman Malone off the bag. And Moore gets on, first base runner for Spring Hill.
the mound, Alden Easton.
Alden Easton to the plate. Has a base runner aboard here in the bottom part of the second. No swing on the first toss. Swing and a miss by Easton. Evan Adkins moving to the on-deck circle. We're in the bottom of the second. Game will go 6. Unless somebody's got a really big lead at some point in the game, or if nobody's got a lead, we'll go beyond 6. Of course, the question is, when will we play the 6th? Because as I mentioned, the sky's continuing to build with clouds. Swing and a miss by Easton. He will strike out. Moore going towards second. The throw winds up in center field. Moore is on his way to third, and he will get there safely. And then the toss over the head of Story, and Moore decides to take home. So you get the out of Easton on the strikeout. But Moore will take a trip around the base path and come in to score the first run of the game for Spring Hill.
Now up to bat, number 27,
Evan Adkins next. Jake Leiser moving to the on-deck circle. Popped up left side, and that's going to get underneath the mitt of Caden Holland. And Adkins will make his way to second.
Now up to bat, number 7.
So Spring Hill's got a base runner in scoring position for Jake Leiser. Lucio Candelora moves to the on-deck circle. Spring Hill has already plated one, looking for more. No swing on the pitch off the bag. At second is Adkins. Trying to sneak in behind him is Tiarina. Throw goes to second, but able to get back safely is Adkins. High fly ball towards right field. That'll drop in as a base hit. Adkins making his way to third. The throw to third picked up by Story, but the throw to third gives Leiser an opportunity to get to second.
Number 2, Lucy.
So now a couple of base runners in scoring position for Lucio Candelera. Roman Keister moves to the on-deck circle. Candelora laying down the bunt, but it is bunting foul, 0-1. Top of the order, as well as the bottom of the order when we get to the third inning for Okeechobee. Of course, the 12 spot starts it off. Logan May, the 1 spot, Brady Malone will follow. Over into foul territory. And a 2-strike count on Candelora. 1 away, 2 aboard, 1 in. Spring Hill erasing the goose egg here in the bottom part of the second. And now trying to get more, a 2-strike count. No swing on the pitch. The left center fielder has Adkins at third, Leiser at second. And fouls off the toss. So Candelora has reached the limit pitch-wise. Got a swing on this one. Swats it towards short. Tiarina over to first, gets the out there. Adkins will come in and score. Leiser makes his way to third. And Candelore wrapping into the 6-3 for out 2. Got a Facebook shout out that says, "Go Noah Conley." Got a bunch of O's in the G. So that means a more emphatic go as Noah Conley gets a shout out. Speaking of Noah, we'll see him in the 3rd inning probably. Of course, always the possibility he shows up here in the bottom part of the 2nd for Spring Hill, but currently about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters away. Roman Keister with a base runner in 3rd, Leiser. 2 runs have plated. Moore and Adkins have come in. Popped up on the infield at short, calling for it is Tiarena. He'll make the catch, and Keister out number 3. But Spring Hill gets on the board. They've played a couple of runs as Moore and Adkins comes in. We are headed to the 3rd. 5-2 Okeechobee.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. 2nd one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We enter the top of the 3rd. Okeechobee with a 5-zip advantage, sending Logan May to the plate first. While we are here in Sebring, a couple of places, we got the crew staying at different locations. In on the Lakes and at the 7. 2 great spots. You want to be near the raceway, check out the Hotel 7. You want to be near the lake, you got it, in on the Lakes. It is hit up the middle by Logan May, and he will deliver into center field. And Okeechobee gets their leadoff hitter aboard to begin the 3rd.
Now up to bat, number 34, Brady Malone.
Brady Malone coming to the plate next. But speaking of the 7, you want to grab a burger? Try the Apex. Got the handcrafted burger as part of their $8 lunch special. It's topped with ruby red tomatoes, sliced red onions, crisp lettuce, and choice of cheese, served on a soft, freshly baked roll. Sounds good. Got other stuff too, not just burgers. Check out the Apex. And also you can check out information on the 7 Hotel and on In on the Lakes on our website, jockjive.com. Got a banner ad there that gives you even more. Top of the order, Brady Malone with a big cut, no contact. Got the arm wrap down the left arm that looks like the American flag. Apropos any time of the year, but especially here headed towards the 4th of July. Another swing and a miss, couple of strikes on Malone. Years gone by, we might be playing Florida-Dixie Youth Baseball on the 4th of July, but won't this year unless there's some really miserable weather that postpones things. Wrapped over towards 3rd, pops out of the mid of Brooks. And a couple of base runners on as May goes to 2nd. And Malone, the base runner at 1st. Cooper LaFlamme coming to the plate. Manny Perea moves to the on-deck circle. LaFlamme with that magenta bat. Bunts it right up the middle. Coming into field is McDonald. Throw over to first, not in time. And if it was meant to be a sacrifice, turns into a bunt single. And Okeechobee has loaded it up here in the top of the third. May on, Malone on, and LaFlamme at third, second, and first. And Manny Perea coming to the plate, trying to produce runs for this Okeechobee squad. Popped up back this direction. I was about to tell you were going to hear a dink, a rather loud one, as the baseball hits the tin and then rolls down and drops into the fans. Shot over towards short. Backhanded there by the shortstop, Ankins. And he's not going to be able to make a play. Hangs on to the baseball. In from third goes May, and the base is still loaded. So Perea gets on and gets the RBI. And Walt Fortner will come to the plate. Fortner with a single and a run scored in the first. Caden Story moves to the on-deck circle. Well, we're just about at 2 o'clock as this one is wrapped into center field. Base hit that will drive in runs. Malone will come in and score. LaFlamme scoring. Perea sliding into third. Fortner thought about going to second, and he will be coaxed back to first, but with the efforts to get Fortner back to first, Perea will come in and score from third.
Now up to bat, number 17.
So the Fortner at bat responsible for 3 runs. And Okeechobee building a 7-run lead. Caden Story coming to the plate. Still nobody out here in the third. Lloyd Richards moves to the on-deck circle. Well, I just checked out the often unreliable iPhone weather app, and it says at 2 o'clock, a couple of minutes from now, there's a 50-50 shot at rain. It looks like after this travels through, it should be decent. So if it does drop some rain or a lightning strike or two, I've got a feeling they're going to have these gentlemen and young ladies hang around the diamond and try to get all of day one's play in. Caden Story with a base hit and a run scored in the first. Fortner, the base runner, at first. And it's fouled away by Story. Bottom of the third, Gio Perez, Alex McDonald, and Liam Cohen all coming to the plate for Spring Hill. Swing and a miss by Story. And a couple of strikes on the 5-hitter. 6th one to bat in this inning. Throw designed to pick off Fortner, winds up in center field. Fortner slides into third. The throw to third goes to the dugout, and Fortner will come in and score. So the base is cleared and the 10th run of the game posted. And the Okeechobee lead goes to 8. Caden Story fouling it out of play. Lloyd Richards on deck. Sliced in the direction of second. It will drop in front of Alvin Easton. Throws over to first after the scoop. Can't get Story, and he's on.
Now batting number 27, Lloyd Richards.
So Lloyd Richards coming to the plate, hit into the 5-3 his last plate appearance. Well, there's little raindrops beginning to drop on the roof beneath. So it looks like we're not going to avoid rain. Question is how much rain. Little rain won't be a problem. Lots of rain could be. Richards swats it over towards short. Stop made there by Adkins. Throws to first and won't be able to get Richards.
Now batting number 11, Lydell Higgins.
Well, the fans who aren't already under the stands or a tent reaching for an umbrella as the rain begins to fall. Lydell Higgins with a couple of base runners on. And again, if you look at not necessarily the radar, but at the forecast, looks like they expect it for 2 or 3 hours and then clears. Popped up behind the plate. And that will pop out of the mitt of catcher Conley. Lydell Higgins with a sac fly that drove in a run in the first. Swing and a miss by Higgins. Xander Tiarina moving to the on-deck circle. Couple of base runners on. 4 have already scored. Nobody's out here in the top of the third. Chopper goes back to McDonald, and everybody is safe. Runners at first, second, and third.
Now batting number 6, Xander
A
Tiarina.
little unusual here in Sebring that you got the rain first and no lightning. Usually there's a little lightning prior to the rainfall, but got the precip falling. And Xander Tiarina steps in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Okeechobee has already put together 4 runs, but trying to turn this into a mammoth inning. High fly ball over towards third, and there the catch is made by Brooks.
Now batting number 10, Alex.
One away with the bases still full. Alex Flores next. Flores hit into the 1-3 put out in the second. Story, Richards, and Higgins at third, second, and first. It is punted by Flores right back to McDonald. Picks up, comes home with the throw, and had it there in time to get the force out of Story.
Now batting number 16, Roberto.
So a nice play by McDonald to get the toss to Conley, and for Conley to keep the foot on the plate and the mitt on the ball. And the bases were loaded with nobody out, now loaded with 2 gone for Roberto Casas. And now apparently they've been told to go to the dugout, and I'm assuming that is because of lightning and not rain, because the rain has not gotten hard enough yet to
At this time,
get
we
the
are under
guys
lightning delay.
off the diamond, and now they do indeed confirm there is a lightning delay. Which means if we don't have any more lightning strikes, it'll be a 30-minute break. That's why you want to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We will keep you posted as to the resumption of the game. And right now it's going to be 30 minutes. You're looking at about 2:30 before we resume play. 2:30-ish. And that is if we do not have another lightning strike. Well, we got some fields cleared, and got a T-ball field still playing baseball. Maybe the weather is better on the other side of the press box. But it looks like they're about to wrap that one up, too. Well, we're going to put things on hold, and we will come back when the weather is appropriate, as we are in a lightning delay in Sebring.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
So Spring Hill gets a base runner in the bottom part of the third as Cohen gets on with a single. Haynes does the same, and then a little confusion as Haynes and Cohen both gather around second. Cohen on his effort to get back to first winds up getting tagged out. And that will send us to the top part of the fourth, bottom part of the order coming to the plate to start things off for Okeechobee. Well, we're back. I have to notice my audio went out. I don't know if it went out after we came back, the resumption of play, or it went out during the rain and the lightning, but so adjusted everything, and I think now we have got things as is. Well, you never know what a little moisture, a little lightning will do. We head to the top part of the fourth. And Logan May stepping in to start things off. Brady Malone and Cooper LaFlamme due up in the inning, too. Okeechobee now with a 10-run lead. There is a mercy rule that is implemented after 3. It's 15. And I believe after 4, it's 10. So there's some concern, obviously, on the Spring Hill Navy part. They've got to do some damage in the bottom part of the inning, and they would prefer to do the damage with not much done in the top part. Popped up to third, and the catch made at third by Brooks. And Logan May will go out for out number 1.
Brady Malone is up to bat.
Back to the top of the order, Brady Malone next. Cooper LaFlamme moves to the on-deck circle. 12-2 advantage. 7- and 8-year-olds battling it out here in Florida. The one thing the rain has done in the cloud coverage, it's certainly kept things relatively pleasant. Late June, early July, it wouldn't be too surprising to see temperatures in the mid-90s, near 100, and the heat indices into the triple digits, but I don't think we've hit 90 today. Big cut, no contact for Malone. So it's been very pleasant here as far as temperatures go. And all in all, when you're able to get a day of baseball under your belts by about 7 o'clock in the evening, that's not too shabby. Job well done by the crews here and the great staff with Florida Dixie Youth Baseball. State Director Tony Smith. You've got Brian Cox here as well. 2-strike pitch fouled off. 5 pitches with this one to Malone, so it's a pitch that Malone's got a swing on. 2 for 2 in the game, had a base hit and scored a run in the first, did the same in the third. Cooper LaFlamme hoping for an opportunity next. It is fouled back, and Malone has just given us the only thing that will extend the pitching beyond a set of 5. If you foul off that 5th pitch, then you'll get another. And he fouls off yet another. So as long as Malone's fouling off pitches, he'll get more. Popped up behind second baseman Eason and drops it into center field, and on is Malone. So Okeechobee getting a base runner here in the top part of the fourth. Cooper Elam, LaFlamme coming to the plate. Manny Perillo moves to the on-deck circle. LaFlamme 2 for 2. Base hits in the first and third inning. And he has scored a couple of runs as well. The top 5 hitters in the order, very productive for this Okeechobee squad. As a matter of fact, 1 through 5 accounts for 9 of the 12 runs on the board. LaFlamme awaits, chops it over towards short. Atkins trying to get it to second to get the lead runner. Instead, Malone's on his way to third. The throw, it is not there, safe. And a couple of base runners on as LaFlamme goes to second. So LaFlamme and Malone aboard for Manny Perillo. Perillo with a couple of base hits and a couple of runs scored. Has scored in the first and third innings. Walt Fortner moves to the on-deck circle. Couple of base runners aboard as Okeechobee tries to build this lead to a point that just might activate the mercy rule in the bottom part of the inning. Perea drives it over into left field. That will hop over the mitt of Jackson Moore and travel towards the warning track. Malone comes in to score. LaFlamme will score. And Perea puts on the brakes at second with a double that drives in two. So 2 more runs on the board for this Okeechobee squad. Now leading at 14-2, Walt Fortner. Followed by Clayton Story. No swing on the first pitch from the machine. 45 miles an hour out of the machine. Crosses home plate at 42. It is the coach for the team hitting that deposits the ball into the machine. Chop towards McDonald in the circle. Great speed by Fortner, able to get on over at first. And now runners on the corners for Okeechobee.
Caden Story's up to bat.
Caden Story, 2 for 2 in the game. He has scored once, has Fortner at first and Perea at third. And it is Fortner who will go to second. You got Conley behind the plate for Spring Hill, trying to make sure that Perea stays put at third. And as a result, Fortner takes the opportunity to go to second. Caden Story driving it back to the screen. And don't forget, games archived in their conclusion. You can watch them as often as you would like. You may want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It gets you great and instant access to all U Sports games broadcast on YouTube. And if you want a copy of any game, $5. That's all you got to send our way for a game. And you can start the process by emailing info@jockjive.com. INFO, info at jockjive.com. Hit towards short. Atkins will field over to first. Got it there in time. He will get Story. Perea comes in to score. And Fortner takes third. So a 13-point lead with Lloyd Richards coming to the plate. Richards 1 for 2 in the game. He's wrapped into a 5-3 and had a base hit. Trying to get Fortner home. Standing over at third. Three runs have plated in the inning. And Okeechobee making it a 15-2 lead. Popped up over into foul territory from third. Brooks will come over trying to make the catch. Cannot. Two gone in the inning. May with a fly out to third started things off. And then, of course, Story moments ago wrapping into the 6-3. Driven to short. Two-hopper grabbed by Atkins. Loses the baseball. Throws over to first. Not in time. Fortner will score, and Richards is on. And that Okeechobee lead grows to 14. Lionel Hagen's next. No swing on the opening pitch to Hagens. Xander Tiarina moving to the on-deck circle. Spring Hill Navy will try to rally in the bottom of the fourth, sending their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate. Fouled back by Hagens. And the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Brooks, Conley, and Moore. Another pitch without a swing to Fortner. Or actually make that Hagens. Fortner has just scored the 16th run of the game for Okeechobee. Hagens drives it towards third. Nice scoop by Brooks. Long throw over, but he's got it there in time to get Hagens on the 5-3. But another productive inning. 4 runs will plate, and Okeechobee taking a 14-run lead into the bottom of the fourth.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom part of the fourth. It is Silas Brooks who will start things off for Spring Hill American. Spring Hill has got to have at least a 5-run inning to send this one to the fifth. The mercy rule implemented after 4 if the lead is 10 or better. And the advantage currently 14, so Spring Hill knows the task. Got to get 5 runs plus here in the fourth inning. Silas Brooks starting things off. He struck out in the first, batting here about 4 or 5 hours later in the fourth. Win and you got DeSoto. That'll happen at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Lose this one. And it looks like you don't play again until about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Found out a play by Brooks. And don't forget about 7, the hotel, right on the racetrack in Sebring, and ends on the lake. Run and catch in left field on the high fly ball by Brooks. And is Walt Fortner able to get to it. And Brooks out number 1. Noah Conley next, wrapped into the 4-3 in the first. Jackson Moore moves to the on-deck circle. Fortner had to cover a lot of ground over in left field to get to it, but did, able to reach over and backhanded. And there is one away for Noah Conley, who wrapped into the 4-3 in the first. Sent towards center field, and another nice catch. This Okeechobee defense showing why they in part have the 14-run lead. Of course, doesn't hurt that you got some pretty good sticks, but the catch made there by Lloyd Richards. And there's 2 away, and Spring Hill is down to their last out. Jackson Moore with a base hit and a run scored in the second. He was one of 2 Spring Hill runs to score in the second inning. And as to extend the bottom part of the fourth, and the ball game for Spring Hill, swing and a miss. Alden Easton on deck, hoping for a chance to get to the plate here in the bottom part of the fourth. Okeechobee trying to wrap up a 14-run win. Spring Hill trying to mount a ferocious comeback. Needing 5 runs with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Popped up right side, and more good defense from the outfielders for Okeechobee. Jackson Moore with a fly out. And this ball game is in the books. Goes final as the mercy rule is implemented. And the victory 16-2. Okeechobee now got a date tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with DeSoto, and with the loss Spring Hill will wait until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to take on the winner of Holmes County and Sebring. So Rotary Field has seen its last baseball for today. Thanks so much for being patient with a 4-hour lightning and rain delay. Great job by the crews getting the fields ready to roll. And Okeechobee has rolled into day 2 of this state tournament unbeaten, knocking off Spring Hill by a final of 16-2. Don't forget, you can get a copy of any game of this tournament. $5 per game, the download cost. Email info@jockjive.com. Still got some baseball going on, though. Mike Rideout and Chuck Sebastian with some T-ball. Jason Thompson's got Division II machine pitch. If you want to check it out, it's all on Jock Jive Sports. 16-2 your final. Thanks for listening. Robert Williamson, so long for all of us at Jock Jive and Florida's Dixie Youth Baseball.